Hello and welcome. Today I'll be doing a quick tutorial on how to do a French tip with nail polish. As always, thank you for being here. I upload new videos weekly, so please consider subscribing. My nails are already prepped here with Essie's Hard to Resist. It leaves a slight pink tinge, but nothing too noticeable. And today I'm going to be using Essie's Sheer Fantasy and Pre-Show Jitters to do the nail art. And this is their gel couture line, which I really like. The brushes are a medium round brush, and both of these are a bit sheer. I'd say Sheer Fantasy is more sheer and Pre-Show Jitters is a little bit more milky, but I'm a really big fan of this formula, and I actually really love Essie's gel couture top coat. That's probably my most used top coat currently. So this is the nail art brush I'm going to be using to paint my tip. I'm going to start with a V shape, so I really like a long, skinny, flexible bristle like this. It was part of a multi-pack that was very affordable, and I got it on Amazon. I will link it below. Starting off with this sheer pink Sheer Fantasy, I'm planning to do 2 thin coats of this shade as a nice base for my French tip. We'll let the first coat dry, and then we'll go in with our second coat. Going in with the second coat, you'll be able to see that this formula builds up very nicely and it doesn't go on streaky. We'll let that completely dry, and then I'll be able to start on the tip. I'll be using this glass palette to apply the white for the French tip, and I will link it below. So I'm just going to load my brush with Pre-Show Jitters and make sure to remove any excess polish so that the tip is not too bulky. I'm going to start near my sidewall area, pulling the brush up toward the middle tip of my nail, and I'm going to repeat that on the opposite side, forming an upside down V shape. I also make sure to redip my brush each time so that every stroke is similar in thickness. Now I'm going to create the arch for my French tip using the V that I already painted as an outline. Now, trying to move fairly quickly, I'm going to go in with a brush from the bottle of Pre-Show Jitters and fill in the space on the tip. It's looking pretty good, but since this is a milky shade, it is a little patchy in a couple areas, so I'll let this dry and go in with the second coat. Okay, so as my nail is drying, also the brush is drying, so I'm going to make sure to clean off my brush so that the bristles are very flexible and ready for me to paint the tip the second time. So here I have a small glass jar. I'm going to pour a little bit of acetone in here. This is 100% acetone, and once I do that, I'm going to dip the brush into it to clean it off and use a lint-free wipe to remove any hardened nail polish so that my brush is fresh for the second coat. So I'm just preparing for my second coat by unscrewing the lid to pre-show jitters so that I can finish the tip, and going in to do the outline of the tip a second time before I go in with the big brush. So there are a lot of different methods to achieving a French tip, and obviously the nail products that you're using will affect the method that you choose. But for me personally, this has been a really great method, which is why I'm sharing it with you. And the best advice I really have is to just practice. So half the time my tips are uneven, but I have noticed that the more often that I do them, the easier time I have with them. It's not fun advice, but you know, practice makes progress. Practice does not make perfect. It doesn't, but it does make progress. So just practice. And I'm sure anyone who has actually tried it out there knows that as popular and timeless of a design this is, it's actually very difficult. So yes, practice. Second coat is completed. It's nice and even and opaque. Once this dries, I'll go in with my top coat and it'll be all done. Have you tried French tips before? Do you have a favorite method? I'd love to know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.